Go see if we can get a booster shot. It doesn't seem like we're gonna get a booster. We just got boosted with Pfizer. I'm Steph, this is my husband Pete, and this is our 2-year-old son Hayes. We were selected by Airbnb to travel the world for a year, calling a new destination home for a month at a time. Subscribe to follow along. Hello from London! We made it to London. We took the train up today from Cornwall, and we will be here for 6 nights, 5 days. We're staying at a really cool place in Shoreditch, just near where we used to live. So we just came outside for a walk, and we're heading down Brick Lane, also Memory Lane, as this was our stomping ground.
This was also my favorite street. Bacon Street.
Bacon Street.
I wish that we lived on
A
Bacon
lot
Street.
has changed, primarily that we haven't been here in 6 years and we're parents now. It already was a cool neighborhood. It feels a lot cooler, but I think that might just mean that we got a lot less cool. Now we're walking down Cheshire Street, which is where we had our favorite apartment here. We lived in 3 apartments during our time here. And this one was our favorite for sure. They actually kicked us out because they wanted to knock it down and build something fancier that we couldn't afford. And you can tell. This is unreal. This is nothing like it.
No, there was always a few of these kind of...
A few, but not this many. I mean, there wasn't a coffee shop right there. There wasn't this like fancy pants barber. There wasn't this jewelry shop.
Great news, my shoe man is still here. A funny story, I bought some shoes from this guy. They were like really cheap, but great, I love them. Had them for years, and then they broke, and so we were in Chattanooga visiting Steph's parents one time, and I went and got them fixed, and I paid more to get them fixed than what they originally cost.
This is what was our building. We lived just up where Pete is, at 66 Cheshire Street. The best part about this apartment was that it was a big shop window on the ground floor. You'd have people walk by, and at night, you couldn't really see them, but they could see you. And in the daytime, we'd leave our door open, and people would wander in thinking it was a vintage shop.
Sorry, I'm going in the office. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and there's the naked lady running down the street. They obviously knew they could make more money having it be a fancy advertising agency, and they sent us a letter and they said you gotta be out in 30 days, and we were super sad. We used to have a phone box there, which I heard all sorts of crazy calls. We definitely didn't have this off license that's right there. That would have been convenient. Anyway, that concludes our walk down memory lane for now.
Back in the Olympic Park here in Stratford, London. I worked on the Olympics back in 2012, so I really wanted to come and see the Olympic Stadium, which West Ham now play in. They're playing Chelsea today. Should be a good game. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
We're on our way to meet up with some friends at London Field Playground, and we're walking through Columbia Flower Market. It's a Sunday, and it's a really lovely flower market that we used to walk through on a lot of Sundays when we would head to London Fields, particularly in the springtime.
Just heard a great Columbia Road conversation. Some people were walking by, and the guy was obviously talking about his secateurs. So he was talking to his partner. Oh, I have some secateurs at home, so I don't need to buy any. I should put a lot of thought into the secateurs that I bought.
Just had a few pints with Pete's friends, and we were walking home, and we passed by Hackney Farm, which Hayes and I actually came to yesterday, but he's been talking about it ever since. So we stopped in to see the sheep, and we saw the pigs, and the duck, and the horse named Hazel. And it's a farm right in the middle of the city. Really, really cool. Another day in London, another day we're not really doing anything particularly London-y. We are gonna take Hayes back on a bus. He loved riding the bus, but we're gonna do it to go see if we can get a booster shot. Pete and I have both had 2 Moderna vaccinations, but they just opened the booster shots to, what, 18 plus? Anyway, anybody here in London, we're not registered with a GP here. We no longer have our NHS numbers, but we're gonna cross our fingers and go beg some pharmacies and see if we can get a booster shot. Hayes is not used to the cold.
Hayes has got on 2 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of pants, long long sleeve shirt, jumper, and a coat.
We should mention that the socks were given to us in the park by a lady who saw him wearing socks and sandals and jumping in puddles, and she was like, I have extra socks in my stroller, and we were like, no thanks, no thanks, and then like 20 minutes later she was like, take the extra socks. So
Jump out! yeah. Covers for them. Stop.
So we just got off the bus. Hayes loved it as much as we thought he would, and our stop was Drury Lane, so now he's asking to see the Muffin Man. We just went to our first pharmacy over there, asked for the booster. It seemed like it was like no problem. It said you don't need an appointment, you walk straight in. She was like, yep, okay, are you over 40? We said no, but we thought they just opened it. And she said, well, they've announced it, but they haven't done it yet. And so then Pete pleaded with her. He said, we're traveling, we're not gonna be back in the States, da-da-da-da. And she was like, well, that doesn't get you an exemption, but maybe the kid does. I'll go ask. And she asked her colleague, and her colleague said no. London's first all avocado dining concept. It's the day after the last night of Hanukkah. I had every intention of celebrating with Hayes. I tried to buy a menorah in Marrakech and they were too expensive and I should have done it, and so we lit candles 0 nights. Desperate times call for desperate measures. It's really cold and Hayes is constantly grumpy. So we ducked into a souvenir shop and bought him a toy bus.
We're walking aimlessly from pharmacy to pharmacy to try and get ourselves a booster, but casually just bumping into all the sights of London. There's some horse guards here, but it's a museum. I'm not sure what museum this is. But then we're really close to Big Ben. We just walked past Trafalger Square. It's just
We're gonna go see Hayes's doppelganger, Big BJ, Boris Johnson.
14, 8, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 8, 9, 10, 7.
Quick update in the quest to get a booster. We just tried our 3rd place because it was 10 minutes walking from the place we got our COVID test to go to Thailand. They said the same thing as the first one, that it was announced but they weren't doing under 40 for a couple of weeks. So now we're headed back to the second one we went to yesterday that told us that we could walk in and that it was no problem. The difference between the two that told us no and the one that told us yes, the two that told us no are pharmacies. The one that told us yes is a non-profit, so I don't know what the scenario is, but we are crossing our fingers. So we're in line for a booster. They told us it's no problem. We're waiting in the rain. We've been in line about half an hour, and we're hopeful. We were successful. We just got boosted with Pfizer by the loveliest people in the whole world. They got us a card where they put our Moderna vaccines and our booster, so we have documentation, and we can continue to travel a little bit more confidently now.
So big thanks to the team there at what was the
Abbey Centre.
The Abbey
Westminster.
Centre. Westminster Abbey.
Abbey.
Oh, Westminster Abbey Centre. Brilliant, great people. You know.
God bless the NHS.
Yeah.
It's our last day in London, and it's actually the first day that we don't have to run around either getting a COVID test or trying to find a booster or any of that. So we're headed to the Natural History Museum.
Lions.
What do you want to see?
Wow.
What else do you want to see?
Lions.
See lions?
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Oh my gosh, what's that? Is that the sun? Oh, it's hurting my eye.
Mommy, elephant.
It's okay.
A baby. I like baby.
London. This is our place just off Bethnal Green Road in Shoreditch. So we're really close to the Shoreditch High Street train station. Staying here 5 days, 6 nights. Is that correct? And this is an Airbnb Plus. So let me show you around. First up, we got, I don't know if you need to see that, but it's the boiler cupboard. Let's go here first. We got really lovely bathroom. Nice big shower. Heated towel radiator in my finger and bob. Nice big mirror to see myself. Then the bedroom. So this is just a 1-bedroom apartment. So I've got obviously a nice bed, some really cool artwork. I love this wallpaper. It's really, really nice. And you can also, you've got a great view into your neighbours. So sure we'll kind of say hi to those folks and you can see through to some other apartments. And then this way. Wow, Hayes found a Rubik's Cube, so he's gonna get cracking on that. I'll show you how to complete that later, okay? This is the kitchen come living sort of area. So we've got nice breakfast dining table here. Real super simple but very effective kitchen. Lovely touch. There was some milk in the fridge, which is awesome, especially for Hayes. Okay, it's gonna take me a little bit longer to help you with this though, okay? All right, can I finish up doing this tour? And then we've got the living room here, lovely couch. We had a spare bed, or an extra bed. My sister might be coming to stay for a couple of nights. So they set that up for us, which was really nice, and I'm sure they'll take it away if we don't need it. And yeah, that concludes the tour of this really great place. Every Airbnb, this is actually a rule in London, has to have a picture of the Queen inside of it. I really like the style of this one. It's very, who's that artist?
Andy Warhol.
Yeah, Andy Warhol. I think this is inspired by him. What
happens if you break that law?
I think you get fined by Airbnb and by the Buckingham Palace.
Oh, what did you find? Daddy didn't mention that nice touch. What is that?
Cuckoo.
It's a chocolate. I think this might be the end of our London vlog. So our next video will be traveling to Bangkok.